back here on the Figure 4 Fallout right here on WCCR 94.5 The Crossroads and iTunes. And on the line with us at this time is the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. James, thank you for joining us today here on Figure 4 Fallout, man.
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
We're doing good. And we're looking forward to Corbin, Kentucky tomorrow. Of course, you're kind of crossing the Tennessee border and Kentucky border there, joining us in this state. But I'm on your side when it comes to Tennessee.
It's one of those things. Like, I love coming back to Kentucky. It's the place I kind of cut my teeth. You know, when I was doing the indie shows, I used to go to like Franklin, Kentucky, and Paducah, Kentucky, and so it's always nice to go back to where I started.
Definitely, well, we're looking forward to it, and of course you kind of, I guess if you will, started a little bit big time in TNA when you started with the tag team division, if you will.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that that's the cards I was dealt. So it's one of the things, you don't cry over spilled milk, just make the best of it.
Yeah, of course, you're an 11-time tag team champion, and kind of one of the things I had on my mind was, a lot of tag team wrestlers, we don't see them making that transition over into the singles career that often very well. And speaking to your set, you've been able to do that quite well, I think.
Before I got to TNA, I was a singles wrestler, so it wasn't too hard for me, unlike a lot of guys who, are just always tag team wrestlers. So, before TNA, I was a singles wrestler, and then, most of my career at the beginning of TNA, I was in tag team. But, now I get to, shine on my own, and, so far it's been great.
Yeah, I know we thoroughly enjoyed your work with Robert Roode, not only as a tag team, but also the matches that you've all had together. It's been really good.
Yeah, it's one of the things that me and Robert are like brothers. We like to kick the crap out of each other no matter what. But we don't like anybody else to pick on the other brother.
kind of watching out for one another, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess good to have somebody kind of watching your back in situations like that. Now we know that you're not too far from what we see on TV. I guess it's just kind of turned up a little bit with the entire hunting and fishing and all that sort of stuff.
No, that's me. I drink my beer and love to go hunting and fishing and do all that stuff. Because I always say the best characters are the real life ones, and because people can see right through it fake. So it's always good that I can just go out there and be myself.
Now, of course, like we said, you're going to be here in Corbin, Kentucky. But before you make your way this way, you're in Chicago for Impact, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm right here right now, just sitting in the arena and getting ready for the big Impact show. The first one that we're going to start doing live on the road. So it's very, very exciting right now. Everybody's excited for tonight. So we'll have this great show, and then we'll pack up and go right to Corbin tomorrow.
Now, I know this entire deal of Impact going on the road now with their TV, kind of leaving the Impact the arena there in Orlando. How's everybody, I guess, kind of transitioning to leaving the Impact zone?
People are loving it because it gives us the opportunity to basically wrestle in front of new audiences because a lot of times at the Impact zone you get the same people. And then you get some other part people, whatever. So, but these are people who, pay their hard-earned money to watch wrestling, and they're there to have a good time. And they, and it comes across on TV as that because the only thing we hate is, to be wrestling in front of somebody and it's quiet. They're just sitting there on their hands and knees. Just we want people who are up and loud.
I know a lot of people have been kind of not only fans, but I guess maybe even wrestlers or have been kind of calling for maybe going on the road with Impact, taking the TV shows on the road. And overall, I think the turnout at the shows when you go on the road for pay-per-views or TV or anything, they tend to have a little bit better turnout and I guess a little bit more lively, rambunctious bunch.
Yeah, they're definitely picking up. I've been here since day one, and I can tell that, the crowds are picking up more and more and, getting more rowdy. And that's what it's all about. It's just exposure, WWE, they've been around, 50 years or so. And, so they have a little bit of a head start on exposure over Impact Wrestling, but Impact Wrestling is definitely, moving forward. And like I said, I can tell show by show.
James, this is Eric Skelly here with the Figure 4 Fallout. A quick question for you. I mean, I know you started your career in pro wrestling back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Before that, was a pretty successful basketball player, obviously playing for Austin Peay for a little while. I'm from Ohio. I screw things up like that. But how was the transition? I mean, obviously being an athlete is being an athlete. Going from basketball, going into professional wrestling, I mean, how hard of a transition was that for you?
For me, it wasn't too hard. I mean, I grew up watching wrestling my whole life and actually won a amateur state championship at Franklin High School in Tennessee in the 152 class. And then, I went on to play a little bit college ball, but college ball wasn't that much difference. It was, there's a lot of tugging and, a lot of stop and go movement. So you just got to get the coordination down on the moves, really.
Another question I had, I know you were with WCW for a brief time right before they were sold off to the WWE. When you were with WCW and that whole transition was going on, I mean, what was your thought about the state of pro wrestling? Because I know we had just come out of the Attitude Era, obviously, and the wonderful world of the Monday Night Wars, but now all of a sudden one of those giants is now gone. So I mean, as a starting out wrestler, I mean, was there that fear factor of, man, I'm going to have to, my opportunities are going to start to go away?
Yeah, that was a thought, because there's a lot of guys that were there. It was me and AJ Styles, and Biss was up there. Chris Harris was there also. So, I mean, there's a lot of talented guys who really didn't get the chance to be looked at just because they sold out so quick. And we just figured, hey, it's back to the Indies we go, and see what we can do. After that. Lucky for us, it wasn't too long when TNA started up.
Hey, James, it's Casey Malone here with Figure 4 Fallout. One of the questions that I was thinking about this today, thinking about the house show, what's a crazy or strange experience you might have had while being on the road doing a house show or just being on the road with the show?
I don't know if I can really say that on the air. I've seen some of the craziest stuff on the road, but, all in all, it's all good fun. We always try to find ways to prank each other and, just do different things. And it's a nice, close family that like to beat the crap out of each other every Thursday night, I guess.
James, Eric again. I know there's a lot of guys who are in your locker room who've worked for, obviously, both for TNA and the WWE. And I know you haven't had a chance to work for them, but from what you've heard from those guys, I mean, what's the biggest difference between the locker rooms between the two? I know we hear on the Dirt Rags all the time, or whether it's the Bleacher Report or whatever website about such and such locker room is this way. But I mean, what has been the biggest difference for those guys coming down from the WWE to TNA and being with a smaller locker room, but what seems to be a much closer locker room?
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, Bully Ray and Devon and, even Christian, when he was here, he would say, wow, it's night and day here from WWE, just because everybody here wants to help each other. It's not like, okay, well, I can't help him because he'll steal my spot or something like that. Like, we want this company to grow, and I always look at it like, if you're good enough, you don't have to worry about somebody taking your spot. I'm always trying to help guys, get better and better, because, I want this thing to blow up.
Okay.
Well, I know you're a busy man, and you're in Chicago. Before we let you go, if you don't mind, would you be willing to do a station plug for us?
Yeah, man, I don't mind that at all.
All right. Whenever you're ready, we're ready for you to do the plug.
All right. This is the Cowboy, James Storm of Impact Wrestling, and you're listening to WCTR 94.5, the Figure 4 Fallout.
All right, James, thank you for doing that for us, and we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in Corbin, Kentucky, and we'll make sure we have some extra cheering section for you there tomorrow night with a little bit of orange and white on.
All right, man, sounds good.
All right, take care, James.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.